I'm back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another collaboration beer. This time between the Kettlehead Brewing Company, and they are out of both Tilton and Franklin, New Hampshire, and Modestman Brewing, and they are out of Keene, New Hampshire, and this is their No Time to Die. So this is a hazy double IPA that comes in at 8.5% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review. This can is just under 3 weeks old. I'm going to give a huge thanks and shout out to Jim from Kettlehead for this beer. So big thanks to him. I recently attended the 2024 Rochester Real Beer Expo at Innovative Field in downtown Rochester, New York, and Kettlehead was at said festival, and at the end of the festival after it, he sent me home with a 4-pack of their beers, this and 3 others. I'm going to review 3 of the 4. The other one is their Pulpy, which I reviewed last year, so I won't re-review it and just enjoy that one off camera. However, I wanted to start with this one because it's a hop-forward beer, and full disclosure, I had this on tap at the fest, or maybe it was in a can. I don't know if they actually had it on tap, but I think it was from the can. And despite the fact that I was probably like 10 or 15 pours deep by the time I had it, it's one of my favorite hop forward beers from the fest. So I am really curious to see how this one is on a fresh palate. Now, this is a collaboration with Modestman. I haven't reviewed anything from them on the channel. However, I know a lot of people enjoy their stuff, and this one is brewed with Citra, HBC 638, Spectrum, and Quantum hops. Now, Spectrum and Quantum hops aren't really, I think, like hops. It's more like a hop product where they're more like extracty, where like, you know, it's more like cost efficient. You don't need to use as much of it, so forth and whatnot, although somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. So I think this is more like Citra and HBC 638, but maybe those hops are, well, at least the Citra would be Spectrum and Quantum, but I could be just bullshitting. I don't know what I'm talking about most of the time, but that's what I saw on Untappd at Instagram, and then I read up a little bit on Spectrum and Quantum, and it just didn't seem like there's actual hops. It's a hop product, and there's a bunch of different types of hop. Oh, it just stopped me much. A bunch of different kind of hops that use Spectrum and Quantum. Anyway, we're gonna pour this one into the glass. Let's see what we got going on here. So yeah, hazy as all can be. As the kids would say, AZAF. Sure. I talk out my ass most of the time. Oh, losing some over here. Losing some. Settle down, Joe. Okay, that smells and tastes pretty good. So hazy, that's your bottom dollar. Has that beautiful honey orange haze look to it, old school. Other half look, murky, turbid, the whole 9. Almost 2 fingers of this soap sudsy, somewhat creamy looking, but more soap sudsy looking head. Hold it up to the light, can't see through it. Murky and turbid, like I said. It looks like a hazy double IPA. Let's get a nose. Smells fucking super fresh and super vibrant, and it just smells delicious. There is an insane amount of like ruby red grapefruit and sweet orange. The juice, like a orange, like a orange and a ruby red grapefruit juice mixture in the nose. But then huge, absolutely huge stone fruits, pineapple, very sweet pineapple, crushed pineapple, but over-ripened peach, not quite like peach gummy ring, but definitely over-ripened peach, mango, apricot, stone fruits galore, but pineapple, a touch of like a passion fruit. Wow. This actually smells better than it did at the fest, but again, you know, I'm fucking sloshed at the fest. Even I'm 10, 15 pours deep. I always fuck up when I go fest. I always got this plan, and then I get there and I'm just like, oh, this sounds good, this sounds good. Oh, let me just start off with this 14% barrel-aged Imperial Stout. Like, that's not the play, Joe. It does smell like it might have a little bit of hop burn. The hops, I think they said like they use like 10 pounds per barrel in this or something close to like something crazy. It smells so fresh, like a fresh hop smell. It's just under 3 weeks old, but it's like punching my nostrils. Not that it's necessarily going to have hop burn, but it's just so intense with the hop character. Oh my God. Yeah, there's this like dank herbaceous kind of like greenness to it. Maybe even a little bit of a sweet cherry. Yeah, fuck you, Joe. You don't know what you're talking about. I know I don't. This smells like a tropical fruit bowl of awesomeness is what this smells like. So let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Jim, for the 4-pack. Really cool. They super appreciative that they sent myself and Dan over at FLX home with a mixed 4-pack of beers. Yeah, I can't wait to get in this one. Cheers, everyone. Yeah. Oh my God. I haven't used this descriptor in a while, but this has like a fruit character that's like honey drizzled, like a honey drizzled character. And as I taste it, it's more fleshy, kind of sweeter, overripened, like fleshy fruits like papaya, honeydew melon, things of that nature. It wasn't as much in the nose. This is divine. Let's go body mouthfeel. Buying this 8.5, higher side of medium, lower side of full, appropriate. The mouthfeel is really nice. Mild to moderate carbonation, more approaching moderate, but it does have a smooth, creamy sensation. It's a bit softer too, which is really nice. But the taste is the thing that wins me over. Front to back, it has this condensed, fruity, stone fruit and tropical fruit vibe. And like I said, more of that overripened, fleshy kind of fruit. That orange and like ruby red grapefruit hits right at the tip of the tongue. It's more in the taste though of like a, not straight on fruit juice like I was getting in the nose, more like a pithy, like rindy orange peel, meaning like, you know, grapefruit rind. Kind of hits me the front of the palate with like a little bit of like bitterness, right? But then the waves of tropical and stone fruit, first thing it hits me, overripened peach and apricot, a touch of mango. But then midway through the palate, crushed pineapple turns right into fleshy honeydew melon, papaya, a little bit of like a cantaloupe. Then on the finish, it has this dank herbaceous kind of finish to it. A little bit of green, no hop burn, which is beautiful. But it's like dank or it's herbaceous. It has a semi full-on dry finish, mild bitterness. So the one knock for this one, but again, when I say knock, I say personal preference, which is what my channel is as a whole. If we're talking about stylistically, if you're going hazy double IPA or hazy New England IPA, or double IPA, that is New England double, like bitterness isn't a thing that style is known for. It just isn't. That's why a lot of people like hazies and New England styles, because they're not as bitter as a regular IPA. Myself personally, I'm in a space now where I want all that hazy, fruity goodness combined with like an old school American or West Coast IPA. So I want a firm bitterness. This is mildly bitter. However, that semi to full-on dry finish kind of makes up for it, but it's still slightly unbalanced because it does lean sweeter. So it's like a sweet fruit juice with some carbonation and some alcohol. But, you know, for the style, it's fucking amazing. Excuse me. Here's the thing. I can tell it's at least 8% based on the body, the mouthfeel, the intensity of the characteristics on the palate. However, no warming in my chest. Zero warming in my chest. No citrusy on the palate. So this is a fucking dangerous 8.5% hazy double IPA. I could probably kill a couple cans of this, maybe 2 or 3, and I would be on my ass. Because A, I'm a lightweight, and B, it just hides it extremely well. One more sip and then I'm locking a rating, but this is delicious. Yeah, I think this might be the best hop-forward Kettlehead beer I've ever had. I'm not bullshitting. This is, you know, a lot of my friends, like, you know, the FLX boys, you know, kind of helped get Kettlehead into New York State. One Stop, I believe, got them into New York State, or like a big proponent of it. One Stop Brew Shop, Rochester, New York. Check them out if you haven't. And I've picked up some of their stuff since they started getting distro here. And I had one beer, it was a triple IPA. It was like dreams on dreams on dreams. It was oxidized to some extent. Didn't enjoy it. But I've had beers that Jesse over at Bumpy Road Brews, which is now Bumpy Isms. He changed his name of his channel. He sent me one back in the day that was pretty good. I've had some other beers from them that have been pretty good. But this is far and away my favorite hop forward beer that they have produced to date. I definitely got to drink more of their stuff. Jim, cool as hell. He sent me home with a mixed 4-pack, but this is fucking delicious. Better than when I had at the fest. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 on Tap. I would have said 4.4. This is a little better. Sitting down, dissecting it, hides the alcohol quite well. Body and mouthfeel appropriate, and then just the waves of stone and tropical fruit, and the fact that it does have enough dryness to kind of win me over. I think this is really good. So, No Time to Die. Collaboration between Kettlehead and Modestman. I wish we got Modestman here in Western New York. We don't. I'd like to try out some of their stuff, but this is a high 4.5. This is a 4.6 out of 5 all fucking day, every day. This is delicious, top tier, hazy double IPA beer. And yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Even as I sit here now, that like orange character I got the front kind of dived, dove underneath the palate and hit me on the back of the palate, but it changed from like an orange peel, orange rind to like a straight on orange juice. That burp was kind of like straight on orange juice. Pretty wild, but this is just fucking delicious. So I don't know by the time you see this review if this will be on the shelves wherever Kettlehead gets distro, which brings me to price point availability. I don't know. I would imagine This makes distro in Western New York probably like $6, $6.50 a can, something like that. At the brewery, I'd imagine $22 to $24 a 4-pack. But if Jim sees this or anybody else who gets Kettlehead, if you let me know what you paid for, I'd be really appreciative, especially if you're in New Hampshire. The availability, I have no idea. I think they're in New Hampshire and in New York State. I don't know where else outside of that. I don't know if they have Beer Finder on their website or if there are other regions in New York State. They're in the New England region. They might be. I really don't know. Let me take another sip because this is fucking great. Yeah, it just screams. Like if you're somebody who loves hop saturated beers that really focus on stone and tropical fruits and some of the like papaya, honeydew melon isn't something I get a lot. Like I get a decent amount, but not a lot. Like usually it's citrus and some stone fruits and so on and so forth. But if you like that fleshy, over-ripened, kind of sweeter tropical and stone fruits. And I didn't mention in the taste, I said in the nose, but like there's a honey drizzle. Like at the first taste, I like a honey drizzle, like a little bit of a sweeter pop to those fruits. Then this is the beer for you if you get Kettlehead stuff. Like I would recommend this beyond belief if that's what your jam is. And it's my jam. And I gave it a 4.6 out of 5. So huge thanks to Jim from Kettlehead. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer review here in the Beer Patrol. I got 2 other beers from them I'll review over the next little while. I have a like an adjunct stout from them, and then I have a sour beer, which is I think they did a collab with somebody on that sour beer. I think it was like Definitive or something. I think it might have been Definitive, but we'll get to those in the next couple weeks, I'd imagine. So appreciate it. To the next one. Cheers.